Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Bodied, a Cloud9 fancast. I'm your host, Havokups, and after a while, I return with my co-host, Frozencreek. How's it going?
Havoc, it's been going good.
Good.
Good. Due to a myriad of things, we have been busy. I got a new job in LA, so I have been trying to make this work, and it hasn't been working as well as I would like. But it's only been a couple weeks. I'm sure we'll be able to get this thing back up off the ground in no time. Additionally, it's the off season for league, so there isn't.
Yeah, we don't really also have a lot to really talk about when you think about it.
So it kind of works out. How have you been doing?
I've been doing good. Just mainly, hanging out and stuff.
Well, good.
That's about
did
it.
you watch Worlds?
What?
Did you watch Worlds?
I watched a little bit of it. I was
Just
kind of in and out with it.
The knockouts were insanely hype. I went in not expecting to care about them, but it was a lot of fun. I was sad that no Chinese teams got to finals, but I think we got pretty much as we could hope out of a Worlds tournament.
Yeah.
Did you watch finals at all?
I watched a little bit of it. It from what I watched, it was really hype though. Like, I was really expecting like T1 to win, and then there was like a crazy upset at the last second.
Yeah, and it wasn't from a lack of effort from DRX. Pioshik, his smite key I think was just broken all day. He missed like 4 or 5 smites just stolen right out under him. It was embarrassing, but hey, they still won. What are you going to do? I also thought it was weird that World started at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
It didn't end till almost. It ended after 10 Pacific time, which is almost 2 a.m. In Eastern time, which is then what 8 a.m. in Europe.
Yeah,
bit of a weird choice by Riot, but I guess what are you going to do? They pretty much did the same thing with the other stages too, which were both in the Eastern time zone. So I don't know, but I think we should probably move on to some other championship stuff that we got prepared.
we had a lot of crazy stuff happen. First and foremost, Mango, the boy, the kid, the GOAT, won the latest Smash Summit. He's back on top once again, Frozen.
Yeah, he's been on one this past month or two. He nearly missed out on Big House 10 to AMSA's Yoshi. I think the only person who has peaked higher than Mango during this past like month and a half has been AMSA for one tournament. So it's been super hype to watch Mango pop off.
Yeah, it's great seeing him back in getting back into form and stuff. I always like when Mango seems to like have these like peaks where he's really good and then he kind of slumps for a bit and then he comes back and then he crushes it.
Yeah, seems like if he sets his head on straight for a couple months is when he officially pops off. I actually didn't see any of Smash Summit. Did you?
No, I actually didn't watch it. I can never seem to tune into Smash whenever it like happens.
Yeah, it's like you see if you don't see the tweet immediately, then
yeah, the match is like already over.
Yeah. I was hardcore watching Big House 10, but that was 3 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah,
that was a really fun tournament until Mango lost in the final. But yeah, he's been going hard. Outside of Smash Summit, I think he won another tournament in their second at the Big House 10. Then he also won the one right before Big House 10 also. So I think in like a month and a half, he's won two or three tournaments. So I'm hoping
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's more on the horizon for him. Schedule.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's always good to see Mango really pop off.
Yeah. Speaking of popping off,
the CS:GO team popped way off. They're in the Rio Major. They were in the Challengers Series. They were looking kind of bad, sitting at 0-2. Everyone was really nervous, but then it's like they pulled a switch or something, Frozen, because the team not only was able to get through the Challengers stage, they swept the next stage 3-0, and now they're off onto the playoff bracket. And I believe, heck, who did they play?
Oh God, I just saw it today.
No, right, like that's why I'm like,
yeah,
I can't believe I'm spacing on it because I saw it literally today.
I meant to look up when they played. I mean, I'm assuming.
I think they played tomorrow. They play the 10th.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm assuming they'll play what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I think so.
Assuming they win.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. They played Mouse.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a winnable game. I haven't been able to watch every game, but did you see Axel's, or yeah, it was Axel, right?
I think so.
Like,
I watched just about every game. The boys were hitting some really nutty shots. Like they were shooting some that were like there is no physical possible way that you can make that shot, and somehow they made it. Yeah. What Axile had one of them. I think there was in another match.
Oh, really?
I think Axile or Shiro hit one that was like insane, where it was just like you should not be able to hit that. There's no way.
Yeah, they've been outside of those first two best of ones. I mean, they've been on fire. They who'd they beat in the challengers round? It was Navi and Furia. Is that right?
Maybe that sounds familiar.
Who'd they beat in the?
I know they beat FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe. Yeah, FaZe and some other really good team.
Yeah, so in the challengers stage, they lost their first two matches, and then they beat Imperial Sports and then Evil Geniuses in Gamer Legion to move on to the Legend stage, and then in the Legend stage, they beat FaZe Clan, which is always nice. Navi, and then Heroic.
Damn, I mean, I don't want to like jinx anything, but they are playing in good enough form to win this whole thing if they can keep it up.
Yeah, like FaZe isn't on the bracket. I think like Furia is on like the complete opposite side of the bracket, along with Navi and like Heroic. So like theoretically, we have a good chance. I don't want to say anything too bad to jinx it, like you said. But I think we can maybe do it. If as long as the boys come out hot and play as well as they did in the Legends stage, I think it was the Legends stage. If they come out hot and play like they did in the Legends stage, I think we should be good. But you never know.
Yeah, that few days rest while everyone else is playing could hurt, I guess, in a way.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that.
But I think that's also
playing.
Good. I think it's also good just because you can scout out how everyone else is playing, right? Because they didn't have to play for round 4 or I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page. They didn't have to play round 4 or 5 of the Legends stage, so they really got to kind of scope out like who was who was playing and how they were playing. So I think it can be good. I think it just really depends on how we kind of wake up that day and how we've been practicing. But the odds are good at least.
Yeah, I mean they've been on fire, so I have to imagine they'll be done this weekend. So next time we talk, hopefully we're celebrating something big.
Yeah, hopefully so. I'm hyped to see them play again. I've been waiting to see them play again, especially after the Legends stage. So it's going to be really exciting when they hit the stage.
Yeah. Speaking of hitting the stage, we actually had another team show up on stage. What, last weekend?
Yeah, we did, and it was the London Spitfire, and big ups to them. They did not win the championship, but Frozen, I have to ask you, did you at all expect this London Spitfire roster to finish top 6 in Overwatch League?
I did not. After last year they won like 3 games.
They won like 2, I think.
2, yeah. They went two games. They made what, one switch? Two
Yeah, I think
switches?
they didn't really change this roster at all. They it was mainly to their coaching staff. They picked up Christopher as their coach, and I think it was a big difference because the team really seemed to grow as the season progressed, and you can see that here in how they played in the playoffs. Like I watched their matches in the playoffs, and they played really well, and they looked really cohesive. And Hattie, who's the tank player, he looked really good. You know, it really kind of showed like, look, this is what happens when you have good coaching. Like you can take a team, you know, who has like zero expectations and had like a really poor season, go into the next season, really coach them up to play like way better and exceed expectations. So it was really good to see that from them. And even though they didn't go to like semifinals, you know, to get 6th places, I think for this roster is great. You know, and I think that they can grow even more next year too, even if they tweak like a couple of things.
Yeah. I think they pretty much hit their peak in playoffs at that point. Who
Yeah.
was it? Guangzhou? Is that who beat them first? The pink
No,
team?
I think it was. I think we lost to the Outlaws first, and then
The pink
we
team.
lost to the Hangzhou Spark.
Yeah, this
In the losers bracket.
either way, in both those games, they just got hard outplayed.
Yeah, there was a real skill disparity between
It
Houston
was
and
massive.
we saw that all season. And whenever we played Houston, we got kind of rolled over. But we beat the Philadelphia Fusion, which everyone was expecting us to lose to. We beat the Gladiators. Again, a team that everyone was expecting us to lose to. You know, I think I think the team had a really good run, and I'm really excited to see what we do next year. And if we can go higher than just 6th place.
Yeah, I mean, getting or fighting for a playoff spot, although would have been good enough, I think.
No, yeah, exactly.
Expectations
To not
wise.
only have secured playoffs, but to get that deep into playoffs is, I think, is rewarding enough.
Yeah, I think so too. I told you this a little bit, but my girlfriend, she's been doing some other recruiting and gaming, and
Mhm.
for her MBA, and one of her programs thinks one of the speakers or something worked at Blizzard and brought a group of them to the finals on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it was in Anaheim. It took him 2 hours to drive that, which apparently is a very long time because it should not be that far. But
Classic
it
California
looked like fun.
traffic.
Yeah, it's stupid. But
No, yeah, like I remember like watching some of the stuff of I watched like the finals. It looked like everyone in the arena was like really hyped for the matches and stuff. Like everyone was like yelling, and it looked like a really fun time.
yeah, apparently the games were really good too.
Yeah, like I think like the losers I think like the losers finals as well as the grand finals were pretty close.
in the grand finals, I think was the best of 7, and it went all 7 games.
Oh yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, I was hanging out with my girlfriend's friends. I don't really know them that well, expecting her to come back at some point, and then she didn't get back till like 1 o'clock. So,
You're just like,
but
where were you? Just like, sorry, it went all 7 games. It took a while.
but yeah, it sounded like fun. So I wish I could have gone, but I was working.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Well,
Um,
heck yeah.
so I'm envious of her, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it for non-league related stuff. I know Apex has played a little bit, but it's
Yeah,
so
I wasn't
hard to
sure how like
follow that
Apex.
stuff. Uh, I think Soju, K3 Soju, I'm not sure what to call him. He qualified for Worlds in TFT,
Mm.
I think.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that the TFT scene was still kind of like going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure how a Worlds is going to work, but hopefully I'll be able to watch it. I'm not sure when it is, but I do know that the competitive TFT scene is pretty intense. So that'll be fun. I guess we can move on to some League of Legends stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about Worlds a little bit. We also have some spicy rumors about what the roster is probably going to be if all of the leaks and whatnot are accurate.
Yeah. Do you have anything additional to add about Worlds?
I don't really have anything additional to add. It was kind of in a way like it kind of felt like your standard kind of Worlds. It didn't really feel, I guess, like super special.
I think the games this year were especially good,
Mm.
competitive, and storyline wise. Obviously, the finals of Faker versus Deft was insane.
Yeah.
Damon's game, I think they lost to Gen G, was a really, really, really fun best of 5. So was who was it, DRX and RNG or something like that.
Mm.
That was a really fun matchup. Um, there were a bunch of 5-game series, which is not really all that normal in Worlds.
Mm.
Outside of JDG stomping on Rogue and T1 beating our RNG is what it was. I think overall it was a lot of fun. Zeri was gone, which was nice. Yumi didn't get played a lot because she got banned. Overall, it was good. NA teams, EU teams, not good.
Yeah, yeah. But that's usually how Worlds kind of squares up anyway.
Yeah, we knew that though.
Yeah, that was kind of
So,
the expectation.
so I guess let's go to some things that we don't know but possibly do know. I don't want to spend like a ton of time on it just because it's
Right.
unverified. 1, 2. We have 2 months to talk about it. So
Yeah, exactly.
also
So
that,
just to
but yeah,
yeah, just to I guess clarify before we say this, none of this is officially announced. This is all hearsay and people who within the community get news, and I guess I should say quote unquote news about how the roster is going to be and everything. A lot of this is speculated, and we will not know until C9 releases an official statement.
yeah. Like last year, for example,
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
before the LS stuff was confirmed, the roster was pretty much completely different. So
Yeah.
shit can change, but for now,
Yeah, so for now, what it looks like is that the roster is going to be pretty much staying the same, except for one change in the mid lane. Jensen is going to be gone, and we will be bringing in a mix of Diplex and a Menace. In the mid lane, a Menace will be the Academy player because I believe Copy was officially released from Cloud9 to explore other options.
yeah. So was King. On
Yeah,
that
yeah,
note,
King. I was going to mention that next.
okay.
King was also released. This actually happened today. King was released, so it looks like the roster's gonna be Fudge, Blabber, and it's gonna be maybe a toss-up between Diplex and Jimenez. I guess it depends on who plays better, and they'll maybe be competing for like a starting spot, and then it'll be King, not King. It'll be Berserker and Sven. Sven's coming back to be support for another year, or I guess another split. But that's what it's looking like currently.
Yeah, we're pretty much running it back. This seems like a team that's gonna have to grow throughout spring yet again. Without the star power in mid lane, it seems like it's going to be a little bit difficult to hit the ground out of running. But it seems like a decently high potential team. I haven't watched a lot of Diplex or the other guy, Animus. Animus, is that correct?
I think I've been saying Jimenez, but I think that's wrong.
Yeah. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
I know that Diplex is playing in the LFL. He played in LFL semifinals maybe today, maybe yesterday. I'm not sure.
He got a penta on.
That was the quarters, I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But 19-year-old, apparently he's fairly toxic.
I've heard such rumors, yeah.
But he's in the French League semifinals, which I guess is good. So it's someone to watch for maybe next year, maybe this year. I haven't seen much about MNS though.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of him either. When I saw both of these names, my first thought was just like, who? When people were like explaining like, oh, these guys are both really cracked and they can have like a high ceiling. I think the question really is just like, can they gel enough together with the team to really pull that off? I think they can, especially if Sven is staying, because Sven is a really good leader, and I think he's really shown that he can still bring a lot to the table, not only just from his role as a support, but just I think he's really helped Berserker grow into a much stronger player. I think he can do the same with whoever we're bringing into the mid lane. So, and we're not going to have to worry about synergy between all the other players because everyone has already played with each other for like a year or whatever. So everyone kind of knows each other already, except for just the new guy in the mid lane. So I don't think it should be too bad, but who knows?
Yeah, it is weird in a way because I'm not entirely sure that a mid laner that we bring in is going to have a higher floor or ceiling than Jensen would have been this year. But if a lot of teams are fielding mildly weaker rosters, then maybe it'll be good enough.
Yeah, we'll really have to see. I've kind of seen some like other rumors of like what other teams are having. I think really Team Liquid and TSM were maybe the only rosters that really stood out as like, oh wow, especially because they were saying like we're going to do a budget roster, and then it looks like they're just not doing a budget roster.
Yeah, I mean a budget roster is not Bjergsen, I guess.
Yeah.
But if TL is apparently keeping core, which cannot be cheap.
Yeah, probably not.
And TL is rumored to do a Korean speaking roster, which is interesting too. So
I heard that as well. I was curious how they were exactly going to pull that off.
Yeah, core, impact or someday as top lane. You can import a mid jungle, and I think they were saying Jan speaks Korean.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't quote me on any of that. That's just
no. Yeah,
I've
you can
read.
see, and then him, and then Core JJ, and okay, yeah, I can see how that works.
And Summit himself started a rumor that he was coming back to NA.
Ooh, Summit.
To
I like
100
Summit.
Thieves. So I cannot imagine he would be. I think he was starting on FPX in playoffs. But I guess we'll have to see. All the rosters aren't locked in yet. And I have to imagine that Summit would be a high profile signing for a team that needs a top laner.
Right.
I think the biggest or the saddest thing is that Takui couldn't stay on a roster.
Yeah, like I thought Takui was doing fine in FlyQuest. Like FlyQuest was like one of the teams that I had to like make it fairly deep into playoffs, and they looked like more of one of those dark horse teams where no one expects them to do well, but they ended up doing pretty well. Um, you'd think that FlyQuest would have I would have expected FlyQuest to try to run it back with them because they did really well this split especially.
Yeah, I agree. And CLG might get broken up a little bit too, which is sad.
Yeah, I like CLG's roster that they had this year.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was
Me
it was so
too.
scrappy that you just wanted to believe in them.
I'm assuming. I'm. I don't know if there's any trueness to it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see contracts moved to a bigger budget team.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
But I think that's pretty much it from that team who could get a bigger contract. Yeah, since he's a native jungler, but I can't imagine there's TSM might be looking for a jungler.
Yeah, who knows?
100 Thieves. So I'm not sure, but either way, with our locking in our LCS and Academy mid laners, like you said, that means Copy is now looking for a team. And announced alongside that today, so is King. Do you have any thoughts on either of them?
I think I hope that Copy can at least find a team. I think he's a very good player and deserves to maybe try to move up, or at least have the chance to move up. It felt like he never really got his shot. Um, King is kind of the reverse for me. I think that King is one of those players that they're too good for Academy, but they're not good enough for the LCS because King's had multiple chances, to be in the LCS and to play on the big stage, and he just struggles too much to perform at the level you need him to perform at for that level of play. So it sucks that he's leaving, but I can understand it when he has tried a lot to like do get his shot at things, and it hasn't really been working. So maybe he'll try to move on to another team that can eventually move him up. I don't know, but I think those moves make sense, especially with how how things are kind of going.
Yeah, it is not a surprise to see either of them leave. Based off what we've seen, it sounds like they are both looking for a team and don't already have a team lined up.
Yeah,
Which isn't a surprise for King, I don't think. I always thought that King was probably good enough. Maybe he just wanted to be on like a top 4 or 5 roster, and none of the top 4 or 5 teams wanted him.
yeah, that could be a possibility.
So he just stayed in academy till so he could prove himself and get another shot. I have to imagine that has to be what it is because as he was considered an NA ADC and he was one of the best academy ADCs for 3 years.
Yeah.
He's a veteran, so I've never heard of him being toxic or anything negative
Yeah,
at
King
all.
King seemed to be like one of the most like ideal players because they do whatever you needed him to do, and
Yeah,
he'd
and I
he'd
think
he'd usually do all right.
Yeah, he was always a top 3 ADC in academy.
Yeah.
So I maybe that's just what happened. I guess I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to a mid or bottom tier academy team that has a bad ADC with hopes of maybe winning that job over,
Yeah.
or maybe he just calls it quits. So because I think he's 22 or 23, which is not old, but in esports age, to still be trying to get that first starting gig, it is
Yeah.
kind of old. I have no doubts that he's good enough though. So hopefully he gets a shot somewhere. I'd be happy to cheer for him.
No,
Copy
yeah,
seems
same.
yeah
He's a very good personality, so like you kind of want him to succeed.
yeah, and Copy seems like a weird one. I don't I I'd be curious to know what happened behind the scenes to have Copy not keep his academy role.
I mean, I would wager it's just that he didn't want to compete for a spot, especially when he's been playing on the academy team for a while and he never got his chance to move up to the starting roster. You know, he was always getting looked over for other players, right? And I think
Yeah,
I think that it's probably just he wanted a more of an opportunity to be like, look, I can have more of an opportunity to move up, maybe in another team. It could be that. I don't know. That's
yeah,
my
but
assumption at least.
it's just weird because like he was always a good mid laner in academy, but apparently the talent department of Cloud9 didn't see his ceiling and or floor to be good enough to play on a top 4 the LCS roster. Because if they thought he would be good enough, he would have been moved up for summer last year, this past split, or potentially even now. The only reason he's on Cloud9 really was on Cloud9 was because he was friends with Blabber. So you'd have to imagine that if they felt like he had the chops, he would have gotten moved up thanks to Blabber. And I think him and Blabber would have been fun to watch too.
Yeah, I think that would have been like really interesting, like especially because Copy has like a really crazy big champion pool. Like he can play just a stupid amount of champions. So like, I really would have loved to see that happen in the LCS because like the amount of like flex potential and everything that you can get from him is I think is crazy. Uh, it sucks that we can't really like maybe experience that now, at least for Cloud9.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping that it isn't the end for him. I really would like to see him get a shot in LCS,
Oh yeah,
whether
same.
he's good enough or not. Just because I think how he plays the game is fun to watch. Whether it's picking out a Renekton or picking Rise and inting into a blue buff for no reason, or flashing under turret for solo kills and stuff. He was always just a lot of fun to watch. So I'm hoping he finds a spot. It feels weird because no NA teams really take shots on NA mid laners. They'll happily get pull belter, but won't give Copy a shot, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
maybe he just has to fall into the right situation where there's mid lane influx, or a mid lane position influx like a Cloud9 in summer, but not on a team shooting for worlds per se.
Yeah.
And then there's like, I guess we'll just move up Copy because he's fun. Who had what's his face? XU. It was Dig, right?
Yeah, it was Dig.
Yeah, so maybe that's an opportunity to rejoin XU.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Actually, I'm not sure if he ever played with that.
No, I think that was
Over
Captain
there.
Shrimps that was playing with XU.
Yeah, sure they would have worked together.
Yeah.
But they'd be fun. I think that they would have a fun play style. So that'd be fun to watch too. But yeah, it sucks because I was always a really big Copy fan.
Yeah, same here.
But I wonder what that means for the ADC position. I'm assuming they're going to keep Shiden and Darshan, I guess. Darshan doesn't seem to have anything else going on, so
Yeah.
poor guy. Support. Who was it again? It was what's his face?
Oh, that's a good question.
Wasn't it the guy who played on Cloud9 Amateur? I can't even remember.
Wasn't it like Wixie or?
Was it Wixie? Yeah, I think you're right.
Now I'm.
Or was Wixie in
It was
ADC?
Destiny was our support.
Yeah, I'm cool if they find someone new. Yeah, without scouting grounds, it's kind of weird. Did you see that they're making changes to the Academy series?
I didn't see that.
Okay,
What changes?
that is a perfect topic for next time then, because I saw them and I have not read enough about them.
Okay, cool.
So that's a good stop for this time.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add for this episode?
No, I don't have anything. I don't think.
Cool. Then sounds good. We'll be back sometime.
See you sometime, someplace.
Exactly. Thanks for listening, and I guess have a good winter. It's cold here in LA.
Stay warm.
Yeah. So, all right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.